Now, top story at this hour, Russia has inflicted much damage in Ukraine's Kharkiv region, even as Trump's deadline for Ukraine's ceasefire draws near on Friday. While U.S. Envoy Steve Witkoff is now expected to hold talks with Russian officials today as he lands in Russia, Trump has signaled that he will take a decision on Russian oil sanctions after the meeting. The impact of Russia's drone attack on Kharkiv has left much of Lozova district in shambles. Visuals from the area show the extent of damage to civilian area and buildings as well as the railways. According to the regional governor, at least 34 drone strikes hit the region, leaving 2 people dead while 10 others injured. He added that there was no military facilities near the impact sites and called it an act of terror.
I emphasize that only civilian infrastructure was damaged. There was no military equipment or military facilities in these areas during the strikes. Therefore, this is another act of terror against our civilian population.
U.S. President Donald Trump has announced that he will decide on imposing sanctions on countries buying Russian oil after a meeting with Russian officials that is scheduled for today. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff landed in Moscow to meet with Russian leadership, aiming to discuss Ukraine-related issues and potential ceasefire agreements. And this comes as Trump gave Putin until this Friday to make progress towards peace in Ukraine or face tougher sanctions.
You know, they have a meeting tomorrow. We have a meeting with Russia tomorrow. We're going to see what happens. We'll make that determination at that time.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he had a productive phone conversation with U.S. President Donald Trump, discussing ways to pressure Russia into ending the war, severe sanctions on Russia, and defense cooperation between Ukraine and U.S. on drone production.
Today I spoke with President Trump. The most important thing is about ending the war. He is very well informed. He knows about the Russian strikes. He knows about the situation on the front, that the Russians are now trying to make the strikes more intense. We in Ukraine fully support the American proposal for an immediate ceasefire.
Zelensky also expressed gratitude to European countries for purchasing $1 billion worth of U.S. weapons for Ukraine, bolstering Ukraine's defense capabilities. According to reports, NATO has started coordinating regular deliveries of large weapons packages to Ukraine, while 2 deliveries of military equipment, most of it bought in the United States, are expected this month. The Nordic package is expected to arrive in September. The deliveries include air defense systems such as Patriot missiles, which are considered crucial for Ukraine to defend itself against Russian attacks. European allies and Canada are buying most of the equipment they plan to send from the U.S., which has greater stocks of ready military material as well as more effective weapons. The Netherlands has committed $578 million in military aid, while Sweden, Norway and Denmark have jointly pledged $500 million.